Good evening, guys. Tonight we're going to take a look at it. It's one of these decision games, folio games. It's called Bastogne, a desperate defense. Takes minutes to learn, quick to play, and it's historically accurate. It's a decision games folio game. So it comes in like a folder. Here's the back of it. It gives an overview of the map, an overview of the counters, gives you a quick game contents, a little historical background, 2 players, battalion-sized units, half-mile hexes, 1 to 2 hour playing time, a low complexity, and a high solitaire. I don't know about the high solitaire. Only because if this is what I think it is, I've never opened this up before. I got this and put it in my collection, but I'm familiar with these games. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, you can't play. Well, maybe this one you can. See, if you try to play this game solitaire, there's certain chits. See the flame chits, the green ones? And then there's the gray flame chits. These are assets that you can add to a battle. And I don't know how you would... I mean, if you're playing both sides, and you know that the opposite side is adding assets. I mean, you can just match them and just be done with it. But, I mean, I don't know how you would play this solitaire. I tried playing, there is another game in this series called DMZ, the next Korean War. And I tried to play that solitaire as well. And what I did was I randomized, I just made a big pile of their chits and just picked them randomly. But that didn't make sense either, because why would they... It just doesn't... I don't know how... I don't know how you would play this solitaire. I just don't. Anyway... So you get this folder. It's a nice folder. I probably would have used this in school, in high school, as a folder. So you get the rules, which these are the exclusive rules. These are the folio standard rules. Feels like the standard folio rules feel more glossy. They're both semi-gloss. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just my fingertips. But you get the fire and movement system standard rules. Every fire and movement game comes with these standard rules. Once you get one of these copies and you learn this copy, all you need to learn is the scenario-specific rules, which are normally a couple of pages at most. In this case, it basically is just a fold out. And most of it is setup, hexes, and so forth. But the fire movement standard rules is what you want to learn. It's very simple, very easy. It kind of reminds me of the standard combat series. Now listen, I don't want to compare decision games to the gamers or MMP, but the rule system reminds me, they're similar because they're easy to remember and they're intuitive and it makes sense. And then, just like in standard combat series rules, you have a game-specific rule set that modifies these rules to a point or adds to them, but it's not a lot. And I'm actually a big fan of these folio standard rules. The only drawback I have of these fire and movement games is you really need 2 people to play. You can't really play this solitaire with these chits that you add to battles, and you do it. I just don't know how you would do that randomly. Or, I mean, I just don't know how you would do that as a solo player. But anyway, there's the standard rule book. You have the 4-page, well, actually 2-page, but what do you have here? What? Bastogne. You have your combat results table on the back page for Bastogne. That's another thing about these. Their combat results table will be different between games. You can't use, there's no common CRT between the folio games. Each folio game has its own CRT. And that in itself is very interesting. And it takes into effect a bunch of other, it abstracts a bunch of things into the CRT, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Whether it works or not is up to you. Here we have, let's look at the counters, I guess, again, real quick. White core, pretty thick card. Actually, it's pretty thick. Pretty thick. But you'll have to punch them out and clip them. But it's thick. They're good. They're good. Double-sided. You have your combat units. You have infantry, mechanized infantry here for the Germans. And up here, here's your extra markers. I forget what they call it in this game. Firepower markers or something that you can add to a combat. So like the attacker adds one, the defender can add one. The attacker can add another one, and the defender can add another one if he wishes to. But that's it. But you never know what this modifier here on the back of the marker, see, +6 plus. So like you might add a +3, he might add a +6. But then you don't get those for the rest of your combats. But you never know what these markers are, and that will modify the. This combat is differential. So like you add the combat and subtract the defense, and then add and subtract all your modifiers from these things, and you get a plus or a minus. And your plus or minus, and it depends on your terrain. So like if you're in the woods, and my plus or minus, say I'm attacking at plus, and my minus, that's my chart. But it's a very interesting combat chart, but you have to pay attention to what you're using and attacking where and with what withal. And up here we have the United States units. Ooh, there's some airborne down here. Bunches of airborne. And bunches of armor. Some cav, a little bit of mech, and infantry. 506th, 502nd. This is the 100, what wasn't it? Oh, yeah, this is 101st Airborne units right here. 247 units. Infantry, airborne. What's the regular infantry? 237. So the airborne actually get one extra defense bonus. So let's look at the map. Again, guys, let me apologize. I'm going to show you something. It might hurt your eyes, and it might horrify you for the rest of your life. And you can already see a little bit of it right now. When I open this map, you must prepare yourself, because there will be hard creases. Oh my God, look at them. Oh my God, look at them all. Anyway, the map's beautiful. These maps are absolutely gorgeous. They're very clear. There's no misunderstanding the common I mean, if you're in this hex, it's forest. If you're in this hex, nothing. Everything is very clear, very concise, and I think these maps. I love these maps. I love the way they do the towns, the forest, the hills, clear, trails, roads. There's Bastogne right here. It's a 2-hex city. Look at all the roads. No wonder, right? Beautiful map. Love this map. Love these maps. And again, all this goodness, the map, the counters, the specific game rules, and the series games rules all comes in this beautiful folder with a great cover and a great, shall I say, rear. Decision Games. Check them out. They're not bad anymore.